But get myself ready, for the big man. Live at OBC studio, right here in the studio room. For those who don't know, it's a massive place, boy. This man is living large. Anytime he's coming around, they're starting to be humble. Tell him not to be humble. OBC is a big boy. I gotta get my conflicts ready because I'm meeting big man. Ready?
Let the secret ring. Hear the magic that makes the party sing. From the first hello to the last goodbye. They're the reason we laugh and cry. Vendors Unplugged. We sing your praise. So praise. For the joy you bring. In so many ways. So many.
Ladies and gentlemen, I've got one of the leading master of ceremonies here in the UK and globally gracing us with his presence in our studio. Totally unplugged, showing you the secrets of how he makes great events. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me make welcome MC Mark. Brotherly, hey, it's such a great pleasure to have you on C2.
This guy, if you introduce someone like that, that introduction is too big. It's bigger than my bank account. You introduce somebody, people who want to book me will not book me anymore.
Why now?
Say, this is a humble guy. Say, Joe, that's too big. The client will think, they can't afford this guy. Don't mind everything that he just said. I'm just a simple MC Mark. So that if you want to book me. I'm bookable.
He is bookable, ladies and gentlemen. He is bookable. But you see, that is part of the reason why I love this guy, his sense of humility. Sir, I don't want to go too deep into introducing you because, I mean, we've been on the journey for so long.
For so long, you know.
But tell us a bit about what you do. Tell us a bit about how long you've actually been in this industry. And also insight into what brought you into this journey.
What brought me into the journey? Let me start from what brought me into this journey. I was duped, was what brought me into the journey. But it's a big story for another day. So I didn't have transport fare, so I became a comedian to raise money to travel.
Wow.
Okay, so let's get back to what I do. As I said, my name is MC Mark. I am a stand-up comedian, a compere, master of ceremony, and I'm the producer of the biggest show in London on Boxing Day, the Boxing Day Variety Show and Awards. So I host both small social events, international events, and then massive corporate events as well with presidents, five-star executives, top bigwigs, and I can also do just small garden where if people just want to feel good. The ability to adapt is one of my hallmarks. Ability to temper up and down and read the room. Actually, one of my biggest strengths is reading the room. Ability to interpret, not just read, but interpret correctly and temper the event, both either large, big, corporate, church, anniversary, Islamic, Christian, non,
and so on,
etc.,
really.
etc.
You know what? I'm actually going to build on that because you highlighted a hallmark or a trend that you actually flow with. So if I'm to say you should describe with 3 words your approach to your delivery, what are the key primary words that surround your approach to hosting?
Energetic, bring energy. No matter what state you are in, you will end up engaging, laughing against your wish. Secondly is comedy. Laughter at my event is a must. How can you leave your house and for 2 hours you're sitting in a place you can't even laugh? What's the point? You must well sit in your garden and just have a chit chat. So laughter, and my biggest strength is reading the room. Just the awkward look, stare, unsaid, murmuring, just anything. I pick up on it and I'm able to swing it about positively to serve and drive entertainment factor in your event. Mainly, it's about the entertainment factor for me. Hearing the engagement and the laughter. That is it.
Nice.
The secret to laughter is that the more you're giving it, the more you're getting it back.
Sure.
So what goes around comes around.
I like that. But on the flip side of that, actually, because sometimes you do get like maybe some people you want to bring on stage or bring onto the mic that are nervous.
Yes.
How do you manage nerves when you are hosting an event?
You mean
Even
my nerves or the person
both.
I'm bringing?
So number one, let's start with the person you bring in. So that's your own professional approach to handling that. And then your own nerves, because maybe there are certain crowds that maybe they look, their eyes are a bit dodgy and you need to balance things. How do you handle that as well?
The secret is not just that moment. It's the build up to that moment. The thing is, once you start the event, once the clock ticks, what sort of aura are you creating in the room? You can't just rock it up just for one moment. It has to have been present in the room. That way you can tap at it anytime. And that's the secret.
Wait, hold up. Before you do that. Hey, I'm learning, right? I'm in school, ladies and gentlemen. I'm in school
You're
with
all
this
in
guy.
school, bro.
Wait, so basically what you're trying to say now is before you even start the hosting of the event, you first of all start before by building up towards that particular moment to have control of the room.
Two folds. From the moment event starts, you're already getting an aura in the room. Fast forward to by the time you're introducing somebody, they have already been in the room, they've been feeling comfortable, the guests, attendees are feeling comfortable. So by that time, there is something present in the room that you can tap into. So by the time you want to introduce that person, that it is that you want to introduce, there's already a level of an atmosphere of comfort, a welcoming atmosphere already in the room.
Nice.
So you just tap into it. People think that you save something for the middle of the event. No, from the start of the event, from the first introduction, from the moment you walk into the microphone and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, you're welcome to the introduction and everything, and you can have diverse way depending on the crowd where you introduce, and then the crowd already thinking, what kind of event is this going to be? No matter, it's corporate. If it's corporate, if every event, you just need to know what's appropriate, and that is hard. That is hard, which is why sometimes you can get an event, then you get the wrong MC. Not that the MC is not good; it's just that
They're not appropriate for
that event, or they don't know how to switch. Just because I'm a comedian doesn't mean that, and it's hard as well. Just because you'll be thinking, should I tell joke every moment? No, sometimes it's just the unsaid that you need to do at the moment.
Hold on to, yeah.
The reading room, the decision, it's the same thing with sports people. It's the decision they make that differentiates who scores or who misses. It's the same thing, same concept. Because some people will say, "Oh, the crowd are so dull." No, they're not. You supply the energy to the crowd, but the energy must be appropriate, because you can't be like supplying this kind of Charlie Chaplin type of energy that doesn't match the corporate level. They're gonna say, hey, this is over the top. So there's a build up. It's like the way we write letters in school. Same principle. You introduce, you say your message, and you close. Complimentary close. You know, we call it complimentary close. So it's the same, but to ability to know the right appropriateness. People think, oh, we're just gonna do games, but it might not be right time.
Yeah.
So, because people think game is the go-to. Yes, you could do games, but then it could not still land.
It has to be at the right timing.
At the right time, set up correctly with the right pitch.
Okay, let's now look at it from this perspective. You've got your program of plan for the day.
Yeah.
And there's a keynote speaker or someone that's meant to give a speech or a momentous moment.
Yeah.
And we're told that the person is not going to be there for the next 10 minutes or whatever.
Yeah.
How do you handle such a...
10 minutes is even easy. 10 minutes is easy. Let's say the person is not going to be there for another hour.
Okay.
Because 10 minutes...
We'll go like...
Oh, yeah. You can buy 10 minutes easily. There's so many fillers that you can do for 10 minutes. Let's say 1 hour. Let's say the person is not coming again.
I like that. I like it. Let's say
It's not coming
It's not
again.
coming again. Okay, what do you do?
That's the thing. So first of all, right, it starts from the nature of event. Whenever you pick up an event, the first thing you do, the first thing I do is know the happy part. A lot of thinking already goes in. things never will go as planned on paper. I've never seen it go as planned on paper because people are not robots. Most of the event we do, more than half of the time, they are not for regimented type of clients.
Clientele, yeah,
They are
that's
for, oh, the client is still making up. Oh, the president is still at the embassy, or the president is not turning up again. Those guys, it's not the regimented, scripted kind of event. Wedding is very easy because the map is clear, the purpose is clear. Very rarely would you get the bride or groom not turn up. People are already there on a high spirit. There's a lot of people who are there to look for, potential partners. There, people are already in high mood. So
I like that.
but you must know how to do weddings because it could still turn either way. But we're saying now the keynote speaker not turning up. First of all, you have to look at what other high points are in the events that can happen, because you can't just stand there and continue to tell jokes until you start annoying people. There's a very thin line.
Yeah.
What other items can you pick on the program? And to all intents and purposes, if it's a keynote time event, make sure people eat before you tell them the keynote speaker is not coming again.
Wait, why?
Normally, when people eat, they're in better mood.
Fair enough.
Okay. There's also the the revelry and all that. But by and large, once people have eaten, they're in better mood. So let other things, if it's a ticketed event, if it's an event, let other things happen that you've promised on the ticket as well start to happen. And then last minute see if you can make a suitable alternative. This one it's common with shows when the main act is no longer there. Maybe they didn't pay him enough, or for whatever reason. See if there's an alternative. Let the preparation be good, which is why I always recommend to people, make sure you get a very, very good host for your event.
And that's why we bring you on board, guys. Truth from experienced vendors coming live right here on Vendors Unplugged.
Yeah.
Now, I want to come down.
Anybody that is opposing anything I'm saying, put it in the comment. If you have an objection, about event, put your objection in the chat. Let's hear it. I'm not giving you a half-baked, inexperienced. Nah, dude. Any objection, put it in the comments. Let me hear it. Tell me what you object in anything I'm telling you.
Ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. Live. Hey, hands down, hands down. Okay, I want to go to one of the challenges I've had. So when I get certain guests that you get their names, and the pronunciation of their name could go wrong.
Yeah.
And because of that, some of them may even refuse to stand because that's not how you pronounce my name, kind of thing.
Yeah.
How do you handle such a situation?
You just have to apologize first in advance. I know what you're saying. The elephant in the room is you might get this name wrong. You practice in advance. Let them know you've practiced in advance. Sometimes you've not had time to practice because you were just handed a note just on the lintel, or you're handed a note. You call this person, and you read the note, you see that you can't pronounce his name. First of all, apologize in advance. When you call people's name, you call their tribe, you call their anything pertaining to personal matters, and you might get it wrong. Don't joke about it and cover it up. First of all, apologize. And if you are very witty, you can then add a punchline. But don't do punchline if you're not at that level. Okay? Don't do punchline. Don't say anything bad about people's name if you're not sure you've built that relationship. So apologize in advance. Let them know you might get the pronunciation wrong, but you're going to try it because this person is a significant part of this event, and you want to do your best to make sure you get their name correctly. But do not brush it under the carpet if you think you might get it wrong. Where you can get away with first name. Sometimes first name are easier. Wherever you can get away with first name, use first name more. In birthdays, in social, small, intimate events, you can get away with first name. Just like Mr. Chris, Mr. Chris, Mr. Chris.
That's good. That's a good pointer, actually.
Yeah, stick with the first name. You don't have to always. If you know the surname is a little bit tricky. We do have some. To you, it's tricky, but to their indigenous,
of course,
their tribal people, it's not. Especially when I do African events. I've done events that have over 56 different nationalities in the room. There is no way I will get everyone's name accurately. So as a comedian, you also need to know that I'm a standard comedian, and extemporization is my strength. When I'm doing 56 room, that is one of my first punchline. There are 56 national. I'm made to understand that there are 56 nationalities in the room. So first rule, do not expect I'll be able to pronounce your name correctly.
Nice.
One. Number two, do not expect my body language to be synonymous to your body language. So I address some in a humorous way.
Yeah.
Where I come from, if you do like this, it means you are abusing somebody's mother. But sometimes in another place, it means give me 5 minutes. So, and I'm weaving my punchlines. So the room already knows the kind of person they are getting for this event. So for me, it's about the setup.
Okay.
So you don't expect to do magic midway when you've not set them up with a relaxing mood.
I love that.
Bro,
I love that. Honestly,
long
I'm learning.
time
I'm
in the
learning.
game.
I'm learning.
Yes.
I mean, honestly,
yes. Long
you
time. in the game.
haven't told us how long you've actually been in this game.
I don't even remember how long I've
Because
been.
me, I remember. But I want to say it.
We didn't start in London. It started in Ilorin, bro.
Wow.
I grew up in Ilorin. Ilorin is arguably the most downplayed city in Nigeria, because a lot of people that you know do not come from Ilorin or grew up in Ilorin, Warri, Lagos, Abuja, all of that. But those are the guys that we gigged with them. Where I grew up is not notable for humor, people with humor. So I had to be the trailblazer. They had to name a show, which I named, and the show still happens today, Kwara Must Laugh.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I was the creator of that show. There was no indigenous comedian performing in Ilorin until I stepped on the circuit.
Oh my God.
So trailblazing, cultivating dry land, bringing humor out of dry places was my norm. So you said the crowd is difficult. There is no difficult crowd. It's only when the sound system is bad. That's when I know I've got a challenge.
But if you were to place number of years on
the number, so I can say 2004 was the first professional announcement that I did that world, I'm going on a stand-up comedy MC journey.
Wow.
Was the official one, and that my strapline was tested positive, then delay to laughter. That was the first official announcement, professional announcement that I would say, listen, you got to pay me this amount for the job. But before then, you need to build up to that. Also, there is something that is deep that I need to say. I'm going to sound like a philosopher now. You see, in this game, you got to choose this game, but this game got to choose you back. That's deep. There is a lot of people that will start the game together, they're out of the game today because they chose the game didn't choose you. It's a bit like many are called, few are chosen. And when I speak now, I know I've mentored people, quite a lot of people who have gone ahead to make it, and I always say, the game got to choose you back. I've done my bit, giving platform, mentored you show, like I'm sharing freely right now. That's the only way not to stink. You got to share more than what you get. You want to give back more than you're getting. That's the only way you could keep flowing.
Wow.
Right?
I love that.
So the game professional announcement was 2004, but there was lead up to that. And when I actually started, I think it was service year, I only had one joke. Yeah. So growing up in Nigeria, we used to wash clothes with our hands.
Yeah.
And I was washing clothes with my hand, and the joke flooded my mind. It was only one joke I had. So I don't know which story you want me to tell, because if I were to tell you what actually led me into the game, that's a big whole episode in itself.
I understand that, but I only had the joke one, though, the one joke one, if you don't mind.
The one joke one, it won't be suitable for this episode. It will be better for an episode where I'm telling you how I got into the.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, we'll come back to that. So basically, officially, you are.
2004 is your answer.
So that's 22 years in the industry.
And what have I got to show for it?
Everything. You are mentoring. No, honestly, you're a legend. You're a legend.
I'm settled in my mind. It's not by how much you really truly have. It's how much. What are people going to say about you when you leave? Is how much lives you've touched. You know what I mean? That people are going to say only poor people think like that. If you're rich enough, financially rich, you will touch more lives. Yeah, nobody will really care about how much money you had in your account when you pass on. There is nobody that is getting out of here alive. Mark my words. Nobody will be alive today in 110 years from today that is listening live to this.
The truth of the matter is,
there's AI, however, I know that can change things. Some people are already freezing themselves to wake up in 20 years' time.
Oh my God.
all sort of things, but you can't test the impact of that now. We're not going philosophical, but just to say, if somebody might be listening also to this, you know that we're actually deep. We read a lot. For you to command room, you have to read a lot, be versatile, know what's going on, and all of that. But that's the short answer to
I
your
love that. I love
question.
that. And
I know you do.
no, honestly, I'm learning. I'm learning.
Because I'm getting energy from you
No,
as I'm saying this.
the truth of the matter is, great minds do think alike.
Great
and
minds think alike.
I actually I love what you're saying resonates with me as well.
I can feel it.
Well, it's not my show, it's your show today, bro, honestly. And I respect the journey. I respect the impact you have made in the industry. I know a lot of MCs that you have mentored into the game and they are standing on their own 2 feet now.
That's
You
the whole
know,
point.
and that's it. It's also
Because I have
about
my
us.
own problems.
We all have our problems,
So
brother.
they should deal with their own problems.
But brother-
Once you get them there, it's not your problem.
Carry on.
See if the game chooses you.
and
is what
and
it
it
is.
chooses those who will choose.
Yes, 100%. And also, people think that until you become like the Michael Jackson in any sport, that's when you've made it. Not necessarily. Success is when you can afford your own thing without needing help. That is a level of success. You can feed yourself. You can wear your own thing. You don't have to look over your shoulder like somebody. I sleep with my 2 eyes because I know there is no client out there that will say MC Mark took my money and did not do my job.
Yeah.
It's a different thing if you pay and you change your date and you lose your deposit.
Deposit,
That's a different ball game.
Entirely.
But that you will say MC Mark took my money. He promised the crowd would laugh. They didn't laugh. He took my money. He didn't turn up. Nobody. I doubt. Put in the comment if I've ever taken money from you and I did not say what I said I was gonna do.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is integrity.
That is integrity.
Nice,
Yes, I can sleep with my 2 eyes.
Respect that. Respect
Yes.
that. All right. What would you say was the most unusual request your client has ever made to you?
Most unusual request. Yeah, apart from do lap dance.
That, if that's it, let's say
Is this hypothetical?
it's
Because
this one is really
I'm also this is what
this factual. I don't want hypothetical on this one. This one, in fact, tell us the real, the most challenging request the client has ever made.
okay. The most unusual request is got to be me staying or starting at an unreasonable amount of time. I think that's the most unusual. As far as I'm concerned, most things don't fall within unusual for me. Is if you say you've told the guest to arrive at 4, you say I should arrive at 12. I think that's one request I've had before where I think I was told to arrive 2 hours. I'm like, why would you want me to arrive 2 hours, 3 hours before? Normally I would arrive an hour before the set time of 45 minutes. And then I think another unusual request. See, what I do is slightly different from finishing at 11 and then ask me to hype for another 2 hours. That's a separate fee I got to ask you for. Because I've been entertaining the room since 5 o'clock. It's different for me because I've been entertaining your room since maybe last 4 or 5 hours. So to then ask me to do Hatman for another 2 hours is a separate charge.
It's a billable offense.
Oh, it's a billable. It's a billboard.
Billboard. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
I'll give
fair
you a
enough.
billboard for that.
All right. So, if you are able to swap your job with another vendor,
Okay.
which other vendor would you gladly swap jobs with?
If I was able to swap my job, you're on the list as well because of your engagement. Obviously, you're very engaging. And I remember one thing you said at one event that we were both booked for. I was doing something separate. You were doing something, but we meet. We don't often meet in event, but we met on this one. That's how I remember the conversation. And things were going haywire. You said, bro, that's why they need us because things are going haywire. They need us to fix it, and it's like-minded. So great minds, as you said, think alike. You're like-minded as well. You make sure the customer is first. There are people who go to event, they will change 4 or 5 times. Where did you get time to go and change? Is it your event?
Wait, as a host? Or...
As a host, they will change 4 or 5 times.
Okay, that's
Where did you get that time? All of that time you should be using to entertain the guests. They are going to change. Or so I watched the vendors that I swap with. You're one of them. That I can say all out. Yeah, you will engage the crowd. You'll make sure that they are feeling the vibe. You bring energy. You have all these your kleptonic dance moves that you do. You have those regimented and some. You have your routine that is always very engaging to the crowd. So you want me to mention more names?
Yes, please. Yeah, because this eyes on me is making me blush. But
It's making you blush.
Let's pick somebody else.
Yes, another person that I can pick to. It also depends on what part of the world it is.
And they don't also have to be an MC. It could be maybe another trade within the events industry that you feel comfortable, you would be happy to swap.
So if you're booking me, you're either booking me as a comedian or as a host or as both.
Yeah.
So I need to, because I'm not like you. You're very versatile. You do everything, which is great. There's some people that are jealous of you in the industry. I see you very resourceful. I see you've diversified, you've seen every gap and you're trying to plug it. And that is how a businessman thinks. You see a gap in the market,
Thank you.
plug it. Also, I respect you for that and you do it well.
Thank you,
So,
sir.
but still, you have made yourself being able to be in 10 places at the same time. Some of us have not been able to do that, and some people are jealous. The highest I've done is 4 events in a day, and that's during COVID because of different time zones. In live, I've done 3 events on a day because of time. One was in the morning, like a breakfast meeting, and because I'm a stand-up, sometimes they just need me to appear on a stand-up segment, do about half an hour set, so I can then do another event. But the highest I've done was during COVID, was 4 events in a day. So, but you can be in 10 places at the same time because you can send videographer here, you can send a 360 here, you can send. So that's beautiful. So back to the question, who else can I put on the bill? There is a gentleman called Akpos. His sense of humor is also grandeur, and he can extemporize as well. Read the room, come up with something. There are people that often feature on my show, the Makalai Comedy Variety Show. Most of them that come on my show, I can ask them to pick up an event for me. And there's OJB, there is Gloria Day, there is MCs Soba, there is Triple, there is Mr. C.
To see
There is Emeka Smith.
Okay.
There is Sako, senior advocate.
That's a lot of names there.
Yeah, there's quite a lot. Most of these people that come on my show, I can trust them because they have the same mindset, customer first, and they make sure that the event is done because they're also looking for replicity effect. I got that. Replicity.
Big events or small events?
Small event.
Indoor or outdoor?
Indoor.
Google or your own ideas?
Google.
Day event or night event?
Day event.
Corporate or private?
Private.
Birthdays or weddings?
Birthdays.
Eat or don't eat at events?
Eat.
Native or black tie?
Native, bro. No stress. Black tie.
Co-MC or single MC?
Single MC.
Ghana jollof or Nigerian jollof?
No vex, man. Ghana. No vex. No. Yeah, move. Next question.
What would you term as a common myth that people tend to have about the events industry?
About the industry broadly, people think that people who are comedians don't have their own problems. That's one myth. Because as a matter of fact, comedy and madness are a very thin line in between them. It must be mad and daunting for anybody to want to stand and say, I'm going to say something and people are going to laugh. But even in this room, we've been laughing.
Yeah.
even as it were. So that's a myth. Another myth is people idolize. People think that because you are in the event industry, you are a celebrity and they idolize you. It doesn't necessarily mean that. Another myth is because you're at an event, you're not supposed to eat or take a break. You know, that's another myth. Another myth is everybody in the event industry is very rich. That's a myth, not necessarily. It
I
depends
know
on
you're
quite
rich
a lot.
anyway, but we don't
I
go to
claim it
details.
in Jesus' name.
Amen. You can cover it with that one, but we know the truth.
There
Yeah.
is
Give us one more myth.
another myth. When you know, one of these ones is when you get put on the spot and you're thinking myth. I probably will leave this interview and remember another myth. I probably should have said that.
You can video call it.
Video call in a myth. Let me look for a stronger one that cuts across. A myth in the industry is people have paid and the event is cancelled, they should get their money back. It's a myth.
That is a myth. That's a myth I'm gonna actually run
Or
with.
back. Yes.
I like that. I like that.
It's going to depend on a number of factors, which is why on my terms and condition, I would say it on the terms and conditions when I send documents to people or esteemed clients. I say on the viable elements of time, date, venue. Those three then can, if you change any of them, it can impact on your cost. For example, you moved your event from London to Manchester, it automatically changed. Or depending on what part of London you change your event to. I'll work it out. If it works out that there's going to be extra cost, I'm going to pass through congestion. That's an additional cost. Which is why some people will be doing event for many years, they won't have anything to show for it because you've been robbing Peter to pay Paul. You've not actually been doing your costing. If you're not careful, you do a destination event, you end up broke. Then you left if you don't know how to do the costing. So if you're new in the game, ask experienced people to help you out. So if you suddenly come out that you insist that we should now wear a dress code for that event, when I gave you the costing, there was no dress code discussion. So it's okay if you don't insist, just leave insisting, because I might then need to get those resources outside of logistics.
So that could affect them collecting their money back.
It could affect recosting the event.
Okay.
Money back is forgiven. I give you 48 hours. You get your money back. If after 48 hours you call that you've cancelled or postponed or changed any of this, then we have to revisit the prices.
What are small details that clients make? Small details that clients tend to overlook, or consciously or unconsciously, when they're making an inquiry.
Destination event, you give a cost. Sometimes they forget that you have to travel from the airport to the venue, and from the venue back to the airport, and from here to you need to travel to the airport and back from the airport. They forget that costing. They say, okay, that costing was more. No, I don't usually stress, but there are certain clients that they've become like repeat clients. And then you break it down for them and say, it makes sense. So in shows like this, we should be helping clients to break it down. Except you're going to come and pick them.
From the airport.
If not, you'll have to add the cost from airport to the venue and from venue back to the airport. Because if you add to the airport to the venue, what about return? One guy say, that's true.
About that is sometimes.
Sometimes it's a genuine mistake.
Yeah.
You are in the game, you have to educate.
If somebody wants to get into this industry,
Yes.
I mean, your MC as a comedian, events generally, how or what's the best way do you think they should start?
First of all, I would tell them, if it's in the UK, I would tell them to go and lock down a job first, because it won't move as quickly as they think it will. In their head, if they've cooked down, I'll say, what have you locked down? Lock down a career, lock down a job, lock down a stable means of income. Doesn't matter, there's stable, you can make income from the internet nowadays. Lock down first. Then if you now want to do it, to get in, depending on what you do, maybe initially survey, or in my own case, I didn't survey. I already knew my talent. I knew my area. What I need to do now is to broaden and widen, which is what I'm also doing by Mark Live, which is a wider platform, Mark Live variety show and awards, which is a broader platform. But I didn't start with that. I started with my own talent. As I told you, they duped me. That was how I had to start. I needed money. Because I was duped. Maybe if I wasn't duped, I probably would have taken it very serious originally.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So I was duped of all my savings. So my own was, I think it was destiny that pushed me first.
To your calling.
Yes. Because I was greedy. It didn't pay out. And then I landed myself in a hot mess where I needed to build myself back up.
And here you are.
Yeah, many years down the line.
Yeah.
Still standing. I
That's
give
it.
God the glory.
Yeah. Thank God.
I have no apologies for those who don't believe in God. I give God the glory.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Unapologetically.
Same. Now, if you could change one aspect of the events industry, because like you and I know, the industry is evolving. What aspects do you think deserve change right now? It could be to improve. It could be to
One aspect
repair.
of industry. The aspect of an industry that, if I happen to change, is the industry does not reward how long you've been doing it. It still wants to pay you what you were earning many years ago. It pay you, somebody that started last month will almost want to earn the same. So if I were to change something, that the industry should naturally, without effort or stress, if you've earned your feathers and everything, give you that, credible recognition, financial. But I don't also want to sound like a money too focused, because whenever you take the conversation about money, it looks myopic.
Sure.
Because it's only poor people that focus on money, yes, but it should
Reflect.
but you will find that it doesn't. If you don't consciously cultivate your art to allow you to be rewarded or to say no, and get to that level where you can say no comfortably and not be having nightmares. You know, back in the days when you're starting, you say no to a client because they're offering you this, then you sleep. I used to.
Sure, you just said
You know, you don't have anything doing that day. Twinkle. Then you wake up in the morning. You text the client now. Now the client will now not answer you. Let's leave that one.
You know what? We'll leave that for another session. Okay. Now let's come back to the current age. All right, and he's in several phases now with all.
You're talking about era. You're talking about my age.
No. I cannot talk about your age.
That's
Who
age.
am I? Who am I?
That's ages.
No, if I will not do that.
Discriminate.
I will not do that.
Based on age.
Well, you know that social media is not a big thing.
It is.
So, would you?
Kudos to those who saw it coming.
Yeah. But do you think that it plays a huge impact in your line of industry?
It does, because a lot of time people would book based on what they've seen on the internet and get there and realize, we couldn't even hold the event down, but we saw the clip, you know. The fact that somebody makes skits does not turn them to a stand-up and master ceremony that can hold your event for 5 hours. Skit is a different skill set. Skit makers, they think, then they make them MC, and then you're like, what? But this skit was good. Yeah, it's a skit maker. Our art is a different skill set. However, those in our art can have that skill set, but not every skit maker can have the skill set. Stand-up comedy and compare and hold a room, different kind of crowd. Like I said to you, the busiest event I've done is when I've got 56 different nationalities in the room. Yes, that is a lot of thinking. And you cannot get it wrong. And also, I challenge myself. I don't want to script everything. So there was an aspect of script, because obviously there were presidents in the room, there were their ministers, and etc. There are people who don't speak English who they are having to translate for. Yes, because they have this translating earpiece and somebody will listen and be speaking whatever you say. So also you can't use so many big words, otherwise the person will be like, oh, and then you are saying the next thing. You can't say I'm from the aggrandizement. You can't use flabbergasted. No, keep it simple.
And that comes with experience as well, I guess.
Yes, you got to know what it sounds like on the receiving end.
So would you say now that the use of social media from your own stance
Yes.
is an advantage then?
It's an advantage for those who got in early. When people like me didn't get in early, we were gigging back to back those days that social media came. In fact, by the time I was looking for the social media name, that's why there's underscore in my name. You say MC underscore Mark underscore. Because my name was, no, it was at a wedding. I was so sad. Someone said, "Do you know about this?" I said, "No." We were gigging back to back. By the time we're ready for social media, they've advanced. And today you can still base our success on social media. It creates awareness, but tested and trusted by and preferred by those who know. To still get, and then we're still, still doing it to the glory of God, having the online presence, having the live presence, and then you just get people who insist that no, we just want you to come and do it. And those kind of things humble me. And honestly, those kind of things humble me because you're stepping into an event. They've been doing this event for the past 5 years, and then you do one, and they say they want you to come by. I say you're not available. We change the date.
Yeah.
That's what you.
But that says a lot, though, and with all humility and respect
Oh,
for
yes.
what we do as well. Like
Yes.
it shows the price you've paid in delivering,
Yeah.
in making a change, a difference at different events,
Yes.
and you are consistent in your delivery over the years.
That's hard.
Because that is actually the landmark or the yardstick
Yes.
of a true professional.
It's hard. Consistency is the most challenging thing to attain. It can't be taught. You just have to have it. And I say this: if you lose passion, don't lose purpose, because you will lose passion. The passion. It's like relationship. The passion was the purpose in the first place. Don't forget the purpose. In my own case, the purpose came before the passion. So the purpose has been the bedrock and the foundation and the framework. So I didn't even have the passion, quote and unquote. It was the purpose that was driving me.
I think from my own perspective,
yes,
there's a
relationship. Yes, you are right. But I'm talking about me now. When I told you how I started, all right. So and then the purpose sort of grew stronger than the passion. Yes, you are absolutely right. The passion and the money can give you passion straight away. You get paid some kind of money, passion will rise, but that passion is not sustainable without a purpose. That's true. To match it, because then don't forget that you get to a point whereby you are doing the same type of event week in, week out. Social event, wedding, and then you kind of like walk into another one. But when you have a purpose, it doesn't come with the camaraderie. It comes with what is driving you inside. That is because it's not about the first joke. It's not about the 100th joke. For me, I'm sitting here as a stand-up now. It's about it. It's not about the 1,000th joke. It was then what? Then what? Then what? It's anything you're doing a set. You're on stage. You say the first joke. It didn't draw a laugh. The second one. You're already thinking of the fifth joke while you were saying the first one. You're just building a pattern. And then building the pattern, you could go left or you could go right or you could go straight. So you must at every point have more than 2 tributaries. Backup for this. Same thing with activity. What if that doesn't work? What is your backup? The same thing like you said, if the keynote speaker doesn't come. I've not had when the bride didn't turn up. I've had when the groom didn't turn up. But I've not had when the bride didn't turn up.
Really? Oh wait, no, we're not gonna go there because of time.
No, because of time. Let's not do that.
Oh my gosh. Okay, carry on.
Yes, but very early would you not have the bride turn up? They turn up late always, but then that's
fair enough. All right, let's
wrap it up.
As you normally use, let's segue.
Let's
segue
a bit
to the closing part of this particular interview session.
Okay.
If you are to give a deep advice to your younger self before going into this business or coming into this business, what would that advice be?
Younger self.
Your younger self.
My younger self, not upcoming younger self. To my younger self, I would say, network with high net worth.
Sorry, say that again. Network with high net worth. Expatiate on that, please.
And you want how many minutes?
Just as brief as you can. Okay.
Bro, when you start getting to your industry, people start to view you with one eyes. There is no billionaire that has only one job.
Mm-hmm.
No. Mention them. They have tributaries.
Mm-hmm.
So what you need before you start to focus on one is to have that opportunity to have had or have a network. Because when you start to pick, your life start to go in a certain direction, your network will start to be streamlined. And that then start to channel your future in some shape or form. And again, for you to rewrite it, you need to now expand your network again. Because that decision is now channeling your net worth. That your initial network is now channeling. So it might have been best if you have a right network, right? Before you start to then build a net worth.
Okay, so
that is not going to be an easy to unpack advice. It's not. It might not be for every listener, but it's for a sect out there. Expand your network.
Okay.
To cover every major industry. Right. So that you are not going to have a sole restriction to an industry. Look at COVID. COVID has taught us quite a lot of things. There are some people today that COVID was what ended their event career. As opposed to me, I started with can't see the crowd type of, that was how I got into it. So COVID, actually, I was busier in COVID. I was able to do 4 events in a day. Because I started, my first exposure was on radio. On radio, you don't see your crowd, you imagine them. That's why I think I'm killing this interview right now.
No, you're doing great. Like,
because I started on radio, I started telling jokes on radio. No billionaire has one job. So my advice to anybody will be to be broad in your approach to life.
Ladies and gentlemen, the voting is not up to me, it is up to you. So please, in the chat section below, out of 5, what rating will you give Mark on the I Will Always Love You challenge? All right, comment down below. I want to say a big thank you to you, Mark. It's been a great pleasure having you on board.
Pleasure.
All right, thank you so much. Hope you've had fun.
I've had fun, man. We've been chatting and laughing.
Fantastic. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Mark, MC Mark, live here on Vendors Unplugged. Totally unplugged, sharing his heart, his experience, and his ideas on his journey and what we can pick to make our next event great. Until next time, this is Vendors Unplugged with Olabella. Bye for now. Hi, this is Olabella, and welcome to Vendors Unplugged, Season 1.
Vendors Unplugged, let the secret ring. Hear the magic that makes the party sing. From the first hello to the last goodbye. They're the reason we laugh and cry. Vendors Unplugged, we sing your praise. For the joy you bring in so many ways.
Are you ready for this? You don't want to miss it because we're going to be unveiling the secrets to great events. Check this out.